Welcome to Creative Bee Studios. I'm Karla. I'm the designer of more than 50 quilt patterns that use both beautiful sides of fabric. Today we are looking at Lord Stanley. Lord Stanley is a Great Blue Heron small wall quilt, and this quilt is made with both beautiful sides of a feather motif. These feathers are a small motif and they all run together. I happened to find it the same day that a Great Blue Heron was hanging out with me at the beach, and maybe some fishermen, but I'm going to say he was hanging out with me. So most of the bird's body is made with the right side of the fabric. You'll also use this focus fabric for the binding. You'll use the reverse for this small piece under the throat and mouth area, and for this outer border. So let's look at the inside of this quilt. It's really fun to put together. You can use lots of fun beachy fabrics, and it's a way to showcase them, and yet the way they're put together, they don't take away from your bird. So at the top, this is a sky, clouds, and birds, tiny birds on it. This is a dark batik. It's a dark charcoal gray. This has it might seem like an animal print. It's brown and beige batik, but it's, I don't know, I felt like it kind of lent to seaweed on the beach. This is a tiny dots batik on a kind of a beigey gray. This piece here is a beige fabric with light coral and seashells and things you would find on the beach. Again, it's not a real bright motif that's going to take away from the bird, but it just lends a sandy beach feel. And the bottom piece is a grunge in the beige. This background is so much fun. Doing this I have several quilts I've done with this type of background, and it's really fun because you'll take rectangles of each one of these pieces, which you probably have in your scraps. It's not large pieces, and they're each a different size. So one may be 6 inches, one may be 4.5, one may be 2.5, one may be 3. You'll sew all of those together till you have one large rectangle. Then you'll slice them with your rotary cutter at different widths. And I give you all the details in the pattern, but you can also play with it and do what you like if you want to get certain motifs in one cut or another. As long as you vary the widths, both this way and this way, it gives you a nice set of these strips to work with. Then you just scooch them, that's my word, scooch, up and down slightly so that you vary where these seams come together. Stitch them all back together. None of the seams have to match. They're really not lined up with each other, so it makes it easy to sew back together. And that's your background. You'll use fusible applique to make this quilt. It's very easy. And I recommend a lightweight fusible. It needs to be paper backed so you can trace the template. And look at how I am hanging it. It's a piece of driftwood, and it's inside the Prairie Points. You get that Prairie Point Hanging Method in your patterns. So easy and fun to do. I teach you in the pattern how to audition your fabric so you know what to look for when you are removing the color, to look at the value, to make sure that there's good contrast between the right and the reverse side, and also between your focus fabric and your background fabrics. It's all really important, but it's very easy. You just need to know what to look for. And I provide that in the pattern. And this is what the Lord Stanley template looks like. If you get a digital download, you may have it may be split on two sides of a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, but there's registration marks so you can put it together. So you don't have to increase or decrease. It's the correct size, and it's already reversed. So that when you trace it onto your lightweight paperback fusible, it's ready for you to press onto whichever side is appropriate for the piece you're doing. So for example, the body you would press onto the reverse side of your fabric. This accent piece you would press onto the right side of your fabric. It's really fun and easy, and it's a great reminder of beautiful birds in nature. And so that's why I'm filming outside. It's a little tricky with the sound and the lighting, but also it's nothing better than quilts in nature. Let me tell you why he is called Lord Stanley. My husband used to fly F-18s, and that's what the Blue Angels fly, and we love to watch them on the beach, especially in Pensacola, and which is the home of the Blue Angels. And so we love blues, and I saw this guy on the beach at the same time that our St. Louis Blues were playing for the Stanley Cup and won the Stanley Cup. So that's how Lord Stanley became his name. But you can name yours whatever you like. And, I'm happy to say we see Lord Stanley fly by here in southeast Missouri. He kind of hangs out near us, and it's just always fun to see. So I hope you enjoy this. Learn more about this at my website, Creative Bee Studios. I have lots of videos, how-tos, and just lots of blog posts about all of these kinds of fun projects to make. Also, you can get all my patterns in my Etsy shop. You can get my own fabric designs in Spoonflower. All the links will be in the description below. And I sure appreciate you watching this video. Please subscribe, click like, and tap the bell. Thank you. You can probably hear the bugs and the breeze, which is picked up. And but I just think there's nothing better than quilts in nature. I hope you agree. This feather fabric. He's made with both beautiful sides of this fabric.